So after that absolute horror show, Lee Johnson should be ringing in the changes. Even a change of formation when they're coming up against the top 6 more stronger physical teams, so we can cope with their press and the physicality. What went wrong on Saturday? What went right? Lee Johnson said that the players thought they were too good. Well, for me, I thought we started very slow. We sat too deep. We invited them on, and they grew in confidence. And they obviously did the homework, got in our faces and roughed us up. As the game against Charlton, and even to an extent, Gillingham, we were bullied off the park. I wouldn't say so much about Gillingham, but I would say against Charlton. That brings us on to the team. You know what, looking at my match review for the Rotherham game, I was probably a little bit harsh on some of the players. Now, it was just in the heat of the moment, with the game just finished. I should have probably waited a little bit. But saying that, we really miss a Lee Cattermole, Kevin Boyle type in the middle of the park. Winchester playing right back, he could have been that player, and I think now is time to start making some changes. With that being said, I've gone for, I'm going to give you 2 different types of formations, and then this one I think we should be using when we're coming up against, you know, a top 6 team, more physical. It's going to be a harder game, so this is the formation I think we should use against them. I've gone for 3 at the back, 3 centre halves. Hoffman, for me, keeps his spot. And the reason being, right, Hoffman stood behind them, that back 4, right, and he'll have been shite himself. You know, his confidence will have went from him, seeing the back 4 capitulate in front of him, and he's watching the game pan out, and he's seeing the way the team's playing, sitting back, and he'll have got more and more nervous, and he was at fault of that goal. But listen, Lee Burge, as good as he was against QPR, can you remember MK Dons, the first away game, where he rolls the ball out straight to the MK player, and then they come down the pitch and score? Listen, we dominated that game, the majority of it in any way. So, you know, Lee Burge didn't have any reason to be nervous, and so he wasn't susceptible to making a mistake, where Hoffman, he had every right to making a mistake, and in the end, you know what I mean, it was just chance after chance for Rotherham, and they were the better team. And do you know, to be honest, it could have been 6 or 7. So for me, Hoffman keeps his spot. He's had an amazing last couple of games as well, making some, you know, world-class saves. And I remember Bailey Wright, when we played 3 at the back before, he was really good at 3 at the back, and then we went to like a flat back 4, and he got found out a little bit, and then it wasn't suited to his style of play. So I think, with that being said, I'm going to leave Flanagan and Doyle in. Flanagan because and then Wright as well, simply because the reason I'm leaving Flanagan in is he's our most improved player in the squad from last season. So I can't be dropping him. He's had some man of the match performances this season as well early on. So for me, he keeps his spot. Doyle, we've seen how much of a raw talent he is, and it would be stupid to drop him. The 3 at the back, with teams doing homework on us and seeing the way Charlton, the way Rotherham played, where if you get in our faces and you rough us up, it does benefit you. So 3 at the back, like I say, Michael Smith, he bullied Flanagan and Doyle. So if you get him with 3 at the back, I think they'll be able to control. You know, when that happens, we'll be able to control it a little bit better. And it was the same with Stockley. He bullied Flanagan and Doyle. So putting Bailey right alongside them, they might be able to cope a little bit better. And then on the wing backs, I've went Serpent on left wing back, try and get him a little bit further up the pitch, and obviously Gooch, because we are Knight and play a right wing back. He's done it before. And then in the middle, I was to and thrown between Evans and Winchester. I am going to put them both in, but I wanted Evans to play just in front of the back 3, and then Winchester just in front of the back 3, and then either alongside Dan Neal in the midfield. And then with that, I've went for Pritchard, obviously playing just behind Ross Stewart, who his place is never in doubt. You know, the way he took his chance was class. It's just everybody else had an off game. Luke O'Nien misses out for me. He's had a very poor couple of games. He was just bullied off the park. I keep saying this, but he couldn't get the ball to stick to him. It kept bouncing off him, and You know, his short pass, his long pass, he was just constantly conceding possession. So for me, I did like Luke 09, but I think it's about time. Like, yeah, he had a rest. I'm not going to say drop him and never play in the Sunderland shirt again. No way, I would never say that. And then the other formation. When we're not coming up against the top 6, I think we should play the same formation what we've been playing. Obviously, I've went for Hoffman in goal, Winchester, Flanagan and Alves all right, Serkin, Evans and Neal, Pritchard, Stewart, Diacko and Gooch. That's what I got written down for the same formation. But looking at it when Broadhead comes in, I would put Diacko on the other side where Gooch is, drop Gooch and then put Broadhead in because he looked another raw talent as well. Obviously, we've got him in loan from Everton. He looked really good. So with all that, the change in formation, I think it's needed for Sunderland because when like coming up against similar opponents who's going to do, have a game plan the way Rotherham and Charlton and Gillingham. I think it was Gillingham where Luke 19 conceded the penalty. When we're coming up against teams who have that game plan, I think if we change to a 3 at the back, we might be able to cope that little bit better, especially with having a more physical player like Winchester and Evans in the spot where 09 is. And I think that will help the Sunderland team. That's just my opinion. You probably might think I'm talking a lot of crap, but that's what I'm going with. So Sheffield Wednesday, they're in 8th place. They played 15 games. They're on 22 points. The last 5 games, they've drew 4 and won 1. They've got some really good, talented players in this team. Barry Bannon being one of them. He controls the game and he can ping a pass. So we've got to keep an eye on him. He plays just behind the 2 strikers. I'm going to say the same thing about Sheffield Wednesday as I did say against Rotherham. As I feel Sheffield Wednesday are going to be in the top 6. I think they will finish in the top 6 in the playoffs. We can't take them lightly. We can't just go into this game like we did against Rotherham, think we're the better team and think that we can just put in a half-hearted performance and come away with 3 points, because it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen whoever you play in this league. So for me, I'd be happy with a 1-0, and that's my score prediction, a 1-0 Sunderland away win. Like I keep saying, it's going to be very hard. We're talking a lot of Sunderland supporters there, and I just hope that Lee Johnson did give them it after that game, and they come in and they're wrong or right and they put in a good performance on Tuesday. Comment below, like I say, your score prediction as well, and I'll put it on at the end of my match vlog. Sorry if I haven't done it on this one. I've beat the Crimson Demon, the Caravan. I've just literally got back, so I haven't had time. And I had to come back to do the game for the Rotherham game, which I wish I'd never done now. But looking at it, I'm doing a match vlog. Our 4,000, I think, is going to be there, just roundabouts. I cannot wait. I just hope they didn't play like they did. And Lee Johnson did give them a kick up the arse, which apparently he meant to have. And so, if you're new, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you in my match vlog.